Kazakhstani Literature. Published December the 12th, 2017. Special characters are denoted as follows. And. Left and right parentheses. Kazakh literature is defined as the body of literature, both oral and written, produced in the Kazakh language by the Kazakh people of Central Asia. Kazakh literature expands from the current territory of Kazakhstan, also including the era of Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic, Kazakh recognized territory under the Russian Empire and the Kazakh Khanate. There is some overlap with several complementary themes, including the literature of Turkic tribes that inhabited Kazakhstan over the course of the history and literature written by ethnic Kazakhs. Part 1. Medieval Literature. According to Chinese written sources of 6th to the 8th centuries CE, Turkic tribes of Kazakhstan had oral poetry tradition. These came from earlier periods, and were primarily transmitted by bards, professional storytellers and musical performers. Traces of this tradition are shown on Orkhon script stone carvings dated 5th to the 7th centuries CE that describe rule of Kultagin and Bilge, two early Turkic rulers. Kyrgyz. Citation needed. Amongst the Kazakhs, the bard was a primarily, though not exclusively, male profession. Since at least the 17th century, Kazakh bards could be divided in two main categories, the Zhfaraws, Ziraus, who passed on the works of others, usually not creating and adding their own original work, and the Akins, who improvised or created their own poems, stories or songs. There were several types of works, such as didactic terms, elegiac tolgos, and epic zhfars. Although the origins of such tales are often unknown, most of them were associated with bards of the recent or more distant past, who supposedly created them or passed them on. By the time most Kazakh poetry and prose was first written down in the second half of the 19th century. There are clear stylistic differences between works first created in the 19th century, and works dating from earlier periods but not documented before the 19th century, such as those attributed to such 16th and 17th century bards as Ashoban and Dospanbat Zhfaraw. Also known as Dospanbat Zirao, he appeared to have been literate, and reportedly visited Constantinople. And even to such 15th century bards as Shalkaz and Asan Qaygh. Other notable bards include Kazchugan Zirao, Zimbet Zirao, Akstambadi Zirao, and Buksa Zirao Kol Kaminali, who was an advisor to Ablai Khan, and whose works have been preserved by Mash's Yusip Kopiv. Atarghfen and Alpam are two of the most famous examples of Kazakh literature to be recorded in the 19th century. The Book of Ded Korkut and Oghuz Name, a story of ancient Turkic King Oghuz Khan, are the most well-known Turkic heroic legends. Initially created around 9th century CE, they were passed on through generations in oral form. The legendary tales were recorded by Turkish authors in 14th–16th century CE. Citation needed. Part 2. Modern Literature. Part 2. Modern Literature. Chapter 1. Abykon and Bayali. The preeminent role in the development of modern literary Kazakh belongs to Abykon and Bayali, sometimes russified to Abykon and Bayev, 1845 to 1904, whose writings did much to preserve Kazakh folk culture. Abay's major work is The Book of Words, a philosophical treatise and collection of poems where he criticizes Russian colonial policies and encourages other Kazakhs to embrace education and literacy. Part 2. Modern Literature. Chapter 2. AKAP and Kazakh. The literary magazines, AKAP, published between 1911 and 1915 in Arabic script, and Kazakh, published between 1913 and 1918, played an important role in the development of the intellectual and political life among early 20th century Kazakhs. This recording is a derivative work from Wikipedia. For more information, please visit www.frogcast.org.